laughs softly, tilting his head with a sly grin. You ever notice how people scramble for money like it's a lifeline, chasing it day after day, desperate for it to see them? Funny thing is, sometimes the very thing you're begging for, the breakthrough you've been dreaming about, is already on its way. Quiet, unseen, slipping through corners you never thought to check. And the best part? You won't see it coming. Not because it's unfair, but because timing has its own sense of humor. People panic when their pockets are empty, when bills pile up, when the future looks like a blank page. They hustle, they grind, they claw at every opportunity, afraid the world forgot them. But the truth? You don't always have to chase. Sometimes the blessing finds you. Sometimes it arrives from places you'd never think to look, from hands you never expected, in moments you didn't even notice. Asterisk laughs softly, tilting his head with a crooked smile. Times. Patience. People treat it like it's a joke, don't they? They scroll, they swipe, they hustle, they beg for instant results, as if the universe owes them answers right on demand. They fidget, they pace, they throw tantrums when what they want doesn't arrive immediately. But here's the cruel little secret no one wants to admit. Timing doesn't bend for impatience. It doesn't hurry up because you're tired or frustrated or desperate. It has its own rhythm, its own sense of humor, and it moves exactly when it's meant to. Laughs under his breath times. People panic when they don't see progress. They check accounts, messages, emails, looking for proof that their efforts mattered, that the universe is noticing. They think waiting is a punishment, a cruel trick played to test their endurance. But patience, real patience, it isn't waiting in vain. It's learning to move in rhythm with something bigger than yourself. It's learning to dance with the invisible forces that are quietly arranging your world while you're too busy screaming at it. You see, the problem is humans want control. They want the power to dictate outcomes, to schedule miracles, to design the perfect timeline. Asterisk chuckles softly times. But life, fate, the mysterious currents that run through everything, they don't answer to schedules. They don't care if you're ready or not. They work on their own clock, and sometimes that clock makes no sense at all. You think you're waiting for nothing, but in reality, the waiting is exactly what's preparing you for what's coming. Laughs low, almost to himself times. Have you ever noticed how people only appreciate what arrives late? Something delivered too easily, too quickly, it loses its weight, it loses its power. Struggle, delay, suspense, they sharpen you. They teach you to value what you're about to receive. Patience isn't passive. It isn't just sitting there hoping for change. It's active. It's observing, learning, readying yourself for the moment that will define you. And when that moment finally comes, it hits harder, feels sweeter, because you were ready to catch it. People misinterpret waiting as weakness. They look at someone standing still and say, why aren't they doing more? They don't see the work being done behind the scenes, in the mind, in the heart, in the quiet moments where fear and doubt are battled in silence. Patience is strength disguised as calm. It's strategy disguised as stillness. It's knowing that the universe doesn't reward panic, it rewards preparation, insight, timing. Asterisk laughs quietly, voice curling with mischief times. Fear is the enemy of patience. People panic when they think the clock is ticking faster than it really is. They worry that the moment they've been waiting for will slip away if they don't chase it with manic energy. But the irony? Chasing too hard can ruin the arrival. Timing is delicate. It's precise. It doesn't tolerate force. Push too hard, and the opportunity bends, snaps, or vanishes entirely. Patience. Patience is the art of allowing it to unfold on its own terms, while you grow into the person ready to receive it. People always talk about luck, but luck without patience is nothing but chaos. True opportunity doesn't strike at random, it arrives exactly when the universe deems you ready for it. And that moment, that single, perfect, unexpected moment, can change everything. But if you're impatient, if you're screaming, thrashing, fighting the delay, you won't even recognize it when it lands. The universe loves irony. It rewards the quiet, the steady, the patient. It punishes the frantic. Asterisk laughs softly, voice low times. Waiting teaches more than action ever could. It teaches humility. It teaches resilience. It teaches faith in forces you can't see, in currents you can't predict. People think they're powerless while they wait, but in reality, they're learning, they're observing, they're growing into the version of themselves capable of handling the gift that's about to arrive. And that's why the delay feels painful. It's sharpening you, shaping you, molding you into someone worthy. You see, impatience is the loud, desperate voice. Patience is the silent, confident presence. One begs, screams, fights. The other prepares, listens, and ultimately receives without struggle. People who understand this don't just survive the waiting, they thrive in it. They see the unfolding before it's visible. They feel the rhythm of life's timing and move with it instead of against it. Asterisk laughs softly, eyes glinting, times. Most people can't handle it. They quit, they give up, they curse the delay, thinking it's a mistake. But the universe doesn't make mistakes. Delay isn't denial. Waiting isn't punishment. Patience isn't weakness. It's the secret force, the invisible power, the quiet hand that positions you exactly where you need to be for the moment that matters most. And that's the irony of it all. Those who scream, who panic, who demand they get nothing. Those who wait, who watch, who trust. Their timing is perfect, even when they can't see it yet. Asterisk laughs quietly, tilting his head, voice low and playful times. Preparation. People think they can wing it. They think luck will fall in their laps if they just beg hard enough or hope long enough. Funny, isn't it? They imagine opportunities as gifts delivered on demand, as if the universe has a schedule pinned to their impatience. But the truth? The world doesn't hand out surprises to the unready, not even a little. The unseen, the unexpected it finds, those who've done the work no one notices. Asterisk laughs softly, pacing slowly times. Preparation isn't about rushing. It's not about frantic effort or shallow movement. It's about shaping yourself quietly, in the shadows, when no one is watching, when the applause hasn't arrived yet. It's the silent practice, the unseen patience, the late-night thoughts and invisible choices that make you ready for the moment life finally decides to knock. And oh, the irony is delicious. People think effort is only effort when it's visible, when it's loud, when someone can clap for it. But real preparation is invisible, hidden, quiet, deadly effective. You see, most people panic when opportunity arrives. They grab it blindly, fumble it, destroy it, because they never bothered to prepare. They want the win, but they skip the rehearsal. They want the fortune, but they never lifted themselves above mediocrity. And that's why it's so entertaining to watch life hand the same chance to the one who's ready, while the desperate scramble in vain. Preparation separates the chaos from the control, the luckless from the blessed. Asterisk laughs again, softly but sharp. Time's preparation demands discipline. It demands watching when everyone else sleeps, listening when everyone else shouts, learning when everyone else rests. It's not glamorous. There's no spotlight, no audience cheering, no instant reward. But when the moment finally arrives, and it always does, the person who prepared doesn't panic. They don't stumble. They don't beg for a second chance. They step in like they were always meant to be there. People always underestimate the unseen work. They think it doesn't matter if no one notices. They think that what's hidden can't possibly be powerful. But the universe has a sense of humor. It knows who's ready, who's patient, who's sharp. The moment opportunity appears, it won't look twice at the ones who were too busy complaining, too busy begging, too busy chasing shadows. It will find the one who trained in silence, who built strength in private, who mastered themselves when no one else was watching. Asterisk laughs lowly, voice curling times. You ever notice how the unprepared panic at the first sign of promise? Their hands shake, their voices quiver, their plans crumble because they never faced the waiting room of life. They never built resilience. They never sharpened their mind while everyone else slept. Preparation isn't just readiness, it's the calm in the storm, the clarity in chaos, the edge that slices through confusion and fear like a knife through fog. And here's the delicious part: preparation never feels like preparation. It's boring, tedious, invisible. People yawn at it. They scoff at it. They say, "Why waste time?" But time spent preparing is time spent building the future no one can touch. The irony is exquisite. Those who scoff are always last, scrambling, crying for what the prepared have already claimed. Asterisk laughs softly, tilting his head times. Preparation is also patience in disguise. You can't build tomorrow if you're desperate for today. You can't catch what's meant for you if your hands are full of what isn't. The act of getting ready requires faith in the invisible, trust in timing, and commitment to self-discipline when no one is counting. That's the part people hate. They want results without refinement, miracles without mastery, fortune without foresight. But life doesn't work that way. You see, opportunity isn't a random coin tossed into the wind. It's precise, calculated, merciless to the unready, and generous to the one who's done the work. The moment arrives, and it tests you immediately. If you're ready, you thrive. If you're not, you falter. You don't get second chances. You don't get a redo. You only get what you earned in preparation, whether anyone applauds or not. Asterisk laughs quietly, almost a whisper times. Most people underestimate themselves. They underestimate what they can build quietly, secretly, in shadows. They underestimate the power of unseen effort. But the moment opportunity lands, it reveals all the preparation that was hiding behind patience, behind discipline, behind every invisible choice. And that's when you see it, the power of being ready before the world even knows the game has started. Preparation isn't about luck. It isn't about timing. It isn't about chance. It's about building yourself into the person capable of seizing the moment when it arrives and laughing quietly at those who thought it would be given to them without effort, without foresight, without the work no one ever sees. Asterisk laughs softly, tilting his head with a crooked grin. Times, opportunities, people think they can grab them whenever they want. They imagine life as a buffet, where you can pick what you like and leave the rest. Funny thing is, opportunity doesn't work that way. It's a hunter, a trickster, a shadow that only lands when you're ready to catch it. Most people waste their time chasing illusions, chasing what they times think, times they deserve, blind to the fact that what's meant for them is quietly circling, waiting for their hands to be empty, their minds to be clear, their hearts ready. Asterisk laughs under his breath, pacing slowly. Times, people panic when doors don't open immediately. They knock, they scream, they beg for entry, never realizing that some doors aren't meant to be pushed, they're meant to swing open when you stop forcing them. Opportunity finds the ready. It finds the patient. It finds the ones who have done the unseen work, who have built themselves quietly in shadows, who have mastered themselves before the world even knew the game had begun. You see, humans are obsessed with control. They want guarantees, schedules, step-by-step instructions. They want to know times exactly, times when, where, and how life will deliver. Asterisk, chuckle softly. Times. But life is chaos. Life is irony. Life hides the punchline until the exact moment it lands. And the moment opportunity finally appears, it doesn't ask if you're scared or exhausted. It doesn't care if you've doubted or cursed the wait. It simply shows up, precise and unavoidable. And you either take it or watch it vanish. Asterisk laughs low, eyes glinting. Times. People always underestimate timing. They think missing a chance is failure, that delay is rejection, that struggle means punishment. But opportunity is patient. It doesn't reward desperation. It rewards readiness. It rewards those who have sharpened themselves in silence, who have grown in darkness, who have prepared while everyone else panicked. The world isn't cruel, it's selective. And opportunity only selects the ones who understand that. Most people panic when fortune appears. Their hands shake, their thoughts scatter, their fear paralyzes them. They don't recognize it because they never prepared. They never learned to see the invisible signs, the subtle hints, the quiet paths that lead to what's meant for them. Opportunity isn't obvious. It's hidden. It's silent. It's the invisible hand tapping you on the shoulder when you've stopped screaming at life for attention. Asterisk laughs quietly. Voice curling. Times. Preparation and readiness are invisible, but their reward is undeniable. The person who is ready doesn't stumble. They don't beg. They don't waste time negotiating with chance. They step in, seize the moment, and transform it into movement, into growth, into advantage. Meanwhile, the desperate continue chasing, blind and frantic, never seeing that what they wanted was circling them all along. Opportunity demands clarity of mind. It demands calm, not chaos. It demands the kind of focus that comes from surviving struggle, from enduring waiting, from sharpening oneself when no one else is watching. It doesn't forgive ignorance. It doesn't pause for fear. It doesn't care about hesitation. And that's why most people fail, not because the chance wasn't there, but because they weren't ready when it arrived. Asterisk laughs softly, leaning forward, voice low. Times. You ever notice how people only appreciate opportunity when it's nearly gone? When the shadow is leaving, the window is closing, they finally see the gift. That's the irony. If they had been ready, they wouldn't have needed the panic, the scrambling, the fear. They would have taken it calmly, fully, and it would have transformed them without chaos. But the universe loves contrast. It loves the dramatic reveal. It loves testing whether you're ready to catch the unseen before it disappears. And here's the delicious part. Opportunity rarely knocks twice in the same form. Life doesn't repeat itself for the unprepared. You either take it or you watch someone else step in. That's the law. That's the reality. That's the joke the world plays on impatience, panic, and ignorance. Asterisk laughs low, almost to himself times. People always chase what they times think. Times is the moment, ignoring the subtle, hidden ones that actually matter. Opportunity hides in plain sight for the ready, for the patient, for the ones who have grown invisible muscles, sharpened invisible tools, built invisible strength. They see it, they catch it, and life bends for them not because it's kind, but because they earned it. And the rest? They scramble, they curse, they cry. They never understand that opportunity doesn't reward effort alone. It rewards timing, readiness, patience, and preparation. It rewards those who can recognize the invisible hand reaching for them in the chaos, those who can move without hesitation when the invisible whispers finally become visible. Asterisk laughs softly, a hint of madness curling in his tone times. That's the game. The moment comes, precise, perfect, and invisible until it's undeniable. And the question isn't whether opportunity will arrive, it always does, but whether you've done the work, sharpened your mind, and built yourself strong enough to catch it when it does. Because life doesn't wait for the panicked, it waits for the ready. Asterisk laughs quietly, tilting his head, voice low and playful times. Trust. People love to talk about it like it's simple, don't they? Like it's something you can just decide to give or demand in return. Funny, isn't it? People beg for security, for assurance, for guarantees. But the moment life throws the unpredictable at them, they crumble, they panic, they scream, they clutch at control, like it will save them from the chaos that's always been lurking in the shadows. Trust isn't about control. Trust is about surrendering to the invisible, to the unseen currents that are quietly carrying you toward what you can't yet see. Asterisk laughs softly, pacing slowly. Times. People struggle because they want to see the path before taking the step. They want proof, validation, certainty, as if the world owes them clarity. But the universe doesn't operate on human terms. It doesn't owe explanations. It doesn't answer to panic or planning. Trust is the leap you take when there's nothing beneath your feet, when the ground has been swallowed by doubt and fear. It's stepping into the void with a grin, knowing you might fall, knowing you might stumble, but daring to move anyway. You see, humans are obsessed with control. They want guarantees, schedules, blueprints. They want to dictate the exact moment fortune arrives, the exact path to success, the precise timing of blessings. Asterisk chuckles softly times. But life has its own sense of humor. It moves in ways you can't predict, in timing you can't calculate, in manners you can't control. And those who panic, who scream, who demand, they miss the subtle currents, the quiet alignment, the invisible signs that point them toward exactly what they're meant to find. Asterisk laughs low, almost to himself times trust. Doesn't arrive like a thunderclap. It's quiet. It's subtle. It's the gentle nudge in the dark, the invisible hand that guides you past the traps you couldn't see. People mistake patience for weakness, waiting for luck, for laziness, but trust, real trust, is the armor you wear while the storm rages around you. It's the calm eye in the hurricane, the quiet certainty that even if everything seems lost, Something is moving behind the scenes, orchestrating the chaos into your favor. People panic because the unseen terrifies them. They think absence means failure, that delay means denial, that the invisible is gone. But the unseen is never gone. It's simply working on a schedule you don't understand. The moment you stop screaming, the moment you stop clawing at life for answers, trust steps in. Opportunity finds the patient. Blessings locate the ready. And when the invisible finally becomes visible, it hits hard, sharp, undeniable. Asterisk laughs quietly, voice curling with mischief times. Most people think trust is passive. They believe it's waiting idly for miracles. But trust is active. It's quiet preparation. It's learning to read the signs. It's sharpening your senses, your mind, your instincts. It's building yourself in silence while the world panics, while the impatient scream. When the moment comes, and it always comes, the person who trusted knows exactly how to act. They don't stumble. They don't falter. They seize it, and life bends for them because they were ready to receive it, even when the world thought they were alone. Asterisk laughs softly, eyes glinting times. Trust is also about surrender. Surrendering the illusion that you control everything, that you can dictate the timing, the methods, the people, the outcomes. People panic because they hold too tightly to what they can't control. Trust is letting go of that grip and daring to believe that the universe, in its chaos, has a plan precise enough to place everything exactly where it should be. And here's the delicious part. Trust tests you. It forces you to sit in discomfort, to face uncertainty, to remain calm when everything screams otherwise. The unprepared panic. They complain. They curse the delay, the unpredictability, the chaos. But the person who trusts, they watch, they wait, they move silently with the currents, knowing that life always delivers, even if it's not on the schedule they imagined. Asterisk laughs softly, almost a whisper times. People fear what they can't see. They panic when life hides its hand. But opportunity doesn't announce itself to the desperate. It seeks the ready, the patient, the observant, the ones who have learned to trust the invisible currents that flow beneath the chaos. Trust isn't magic. It's understanding. It's alignment. It's knowing that even if you can't see it, something is moving in your favor. And that's the beauty, the irony. The world laughs at the panicked, but it bends for the ones who trust. The invisible hand finds them, touches them, locates them, even in moments when they doubt everything. Life rewards readiness, patience, and the quiet courage to trust in what cannot be seen. Asterisk laughs quietly, eyes drifting off, voice curling with dark amusement times. The universe doesn't care if you panic. It doesn't care if you scream or beg or fight. It only responds to the ones who trust, the ones who move with it instead of against it, the ones who understand that the unseen is already orchestrating what the impatient cannot even imagine, and that the blessing, when it finally arrives, will be precise, inevitable, and entirely unstoppable. Asterisk laughs softly, tilting his head with a sly grin times fear. People live their entire lives trying to avoid it. They build walls, they chase distractions, they cling to routines like security blankets, all in the hope that fear will leave them alone. But here's the dark little joke. Fear doesn't leave. It doesn't disappear just because you want it to. It lurks, it waits, it tests you. The ones who survive it aren't the ones who avoid it. They're the ones who dance with it, who stare it in the eye, and who use it to sharpen themselves in ways the comfortable never can. Asterisk laughs quietly, pacing slowly times. Fear is clever. It whispers lies that feel like truths. It tells you you're not ready, that you're not enough, that the world will crush you if you take even one step forward. Most people listen. Most people obey. Most people retreat into shadows, hiding from the very thing that could make them stronger. But opportunity has no patience for hesitation. It only rewards the brave, the bold, the ones willing to meet fear head on and step past it anyway. You see, fear is not the enemy. It's the gatekeeper. It's the test, the measurement of readiness, the invisible barrier that separates the timid from the unstoppable. People mistake courage for recklessness, bravery for luck, but real courage, real power, comes from walking straight into the thing that scares you most, smiling while your hands shake, and knowing that trembling doesn't mean defeat. It means you're alive. It means you're capable. It means you're ready for what's coming. Asterisk laughs low, almost to himself times. The funny thing is, fear can be intoxicating. People feed it without realizing, letting it control their lives while thinking they are controlling it. They panic over bills, over futures, over missed chances, over possibilities they cannot even see. And in the meantime, the world moves quietly around them, delivering opportunity to the ones who weren't afraid to sit in the discomfort, to feel the uncertainty, to grow in the silence where everyone else screams for answers. Most people think fear is external. They think it comes from threats, from danger, from the unknown. But fear is internal. It's the voice inside your head that doubts your worth, your strength, your ability to seize the moment. And that's why facing it is so powerful, because once you see the voice for what it is, once you stare it down and keep moving, you realize the world isn't trying to stop you. You've been stopping yourself all along. Asterisk laughs softly, voice curling with mischief times. Fear tests patience. It tests focus. It tests discipline. People panic when the pressure rises. They scramble. They hesitate. They stumble. But the ones who understand it, they thrive in it. They use it. They sharpen their senses, their instincts, their courage. They transform fear from a chain into a weapon, from a shadow into a guide. Fear becomes the invisible force pushing them into the path of opportunity, into the hands of the unexpected, into the moments that will define them. You see, fear is a filter. It separates the prepared from the unprepared, the ready from the unready. Opportunity does not tolerate panic. Blessings do not pause for trembling. Life rewards those who confront the darkness inside themselves, who endure the terror, who move forward despite it. The rest, they remain paralyzed, watching from the sidelines, wondering why the world passes them by. Asterisk laughs quietly, voice low times. The ironic part? The closer fear feels, the closer opportunity often is. The louder the doubt, the more urgent the test. The sharper the threat it signals that something big is near. People shrink from it, panic, flail, but the ones who lean in, who feel the fear fully and take it in as fuel, they are the ones who find what others only dream about. They are the ones who discover that fear is not a wall but a doorway, a gateway, an invitation to step beyond the ordinary into the extraordinary. Fear teaches more than comfort ever could. It teaches clarity. It teaches resilience. It teaches timing, patience, and instinct. It forces you to see your weaknesses and to turn them into strengths. It strips away illusions, demands focus, and shows you who you really are when nothing is holding you back but yourself. And the delicious irony, the ones who fear the least are often the ones who gain the most, because they recognize fear for what it is, a tool, a test, a signal, and not the end of the road. Asterisk laughs softly, eyes glinting times. Most people try to eliminate fear. They try to hide from it, control it, ignore it. But that's the mistake. Fear can't be removed, it can only be mastered. It can only be understood, used, transformed. And when you master it, when you walk into it without hesitation, it becomes a secret ally, quietly guiding you toward the paths of unexpected fortune, hidden opportunity, and unseen blessings. And that's the truth. Fear doesn't block you. It points you. It doesn't punish you. It prepares you. It doesn't arrive to stop you. It arrives to measure you. And those who understand that, who lean in, who move despite trembling hands, they discover that the world is far less cruel than they feared, and far more generous than they ever imagined.